Yo, what's up with y'all boys and girls, man? Hey, it's Jay Briggs here on Sunday, March 24th, man. Hey, still knee deep in the madness, man. It's a lot going on. Still a lot of tears, a lot of cheers, and a lot left to be decided, man. Today's a good day of sports. We got college hoops, NBA, some NHL. We're here trying to cook it up and continue to put you guys on winners. I'm Jay Briggs. I'm here with the best handicappers on the planet. Mitch, what's happening?
Well, after a good day on Friday where the dogs came marching in yesterday when the favorites came, well, that's usually bad news for me, and not my best day for sure. It made it worse was I'd rather lose by 100 than lose the way I lost that Oregon game, and I know a lot of people were on the Ducks. You never want to lose. You would always rather win than lose, but boy, I'd way rather lose and know I've lost and because hope it'll ruin your life and crush your dreams, and that's exactly what the Ducks gave us.
Hope, four-letter word. We haven't talked about it in a minute, but
because I tried to change my attitude for this year, but March Madness crushed it, along with the Ducks free throw shooting.
Yeah, all the favorites came in yesterday.
Ducks free throw shooting combined with short white guys, not a good combination out there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We'll see if some dogs come out barking today. Romanelli, what's happening, man? I see you got the A&M hat on.
Good morning. Yeah, I was gonna wear my Prairie View hat, but I said, you know what, A&M's on today. Let's don the Aggies. But yeah, that Oregon game, I was feeling pretty good until double overtime, and what we saw in the beginning or towards the end of overtime was they had a game plan for Cousinard. They were double teaming him, and none of the It was just Dante and him that could score for that team, and the rest of the players and then with the injury to Shellstead, it really hurt Oregon's offense. So I got scared in double overtime, and for good reason. Creighton, give him credit for winning that one, but it was a great game to watch. Unfortunate that I was on the bad side of it.
Shout out to Blue Jays, man. Final 14.
Yep. Oh, I don't know about that, but we'll see.
Hot Rod Zawacki, what's happening, my man?
Not too much. Good day yesterday. 5-2. Continue this nice run into March Madness. I'm excited for today's action. So bring it. It was all favorites, but there was definitely some great games yesterday. Came right down to the wire. Got a push on that NC State one, depending where you got the number. Was it 6.5? Depends where
that
one went.
Around the world.
What a battle on that one.
You should have heard the room we were in when that thing pushed, but it was sad. I had Oakland money line, so it didn't really matter for me anyway. But
that push probably, it could have been worse. It could have been a loss, right? So take the push. I had the 6.5, so I did not get no push. That was my one loss by the hook. I think it's my third loss by the hook in the tournament. It happens.
Happens. It most definitely happens. Joe Burks, what's happening, Brody?
What's going on? Just another big dance day. I escaped, in college basketball, went 3-3 there. So, but the NBA, I ended up being on the plus side with that. So for the day, I was on the plus side. So it all worked out.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Me yesterday, it was chalky. I hit both top plays. I had I had Creighton as my top play in college hoops. Shout out them boys. And then in the NBA, I had all these days starting to run together at this point. I ain't lying to y'all. Yesterday in the NBA, I had the Rockets. That shit was free. That was so free. The Jazz on the road, bro. Just fade them. Just fade them. So let's get it back today, man. Let's Other than that, though, it was kind of chalky for me because I had a lot of dogs. I thought it was gonna be a dog style day, and it wasn't. Favorites start kicking ass, but Oh, and the Spurs. I know. I saw somebody talking about that in the chat. Yeah, I tried to take a shot with San Antonio yesterday. All right. If you don't take shots at plus 400 and things of that nature, then I'm probably not your guy. You know what I mean? But you got to try to take a dog to win outright sometimes. Betting favorites is not, especially land chalking like that every day. You're going to get juiced and lose a lot of money. All right, let's talk about today's college hoops action. Let's talk about it, man. Speaking of that Colorado Marquette game, a little before show about this game. I can't wait for this one. We got we coming 4.5 point dog. Should we do it? We'll do two together. And we got Utah State and Purdue. Purdue laying 11.5. Mitch, do the favorites continue to just go crazy in round two, or do we see some barking here?
I've never seen an NCAA tournament or week of betting sports or anything remotely close where the books just let the favorites run rampant covering point spreads, and I don't think it's going to continue in the NCAA tournament. Today's definitely going to be a handicappers and pickers game day. It is not just going to be just, throw money at the favorites because they're not going to let all the people leave town here with all that money that they packed up on yesterday, just taking all that chalk on North Carolina.
Y'all should have seen the chalk of
North Carolina. Right? The square of the square.
God.
Dodgers Yankees money line, right? It's like that doesn't happen here. All you gotta do is go downstairs and take a look around, and this place wasn't built on North Carolina covers. So I think you look at these games, and I think right out of the gate, I think Marquette gets punched right in the mouth by Colorado here. Shaka Smart, of course, a great tournament coach, one of the all-time greatest tournament coaches, I would say, and a guy that in March, one of the great strategists, but 100% of his success in March, and not like 2% of it, 50%, 75%, whatever. 100% of his success in March has come as covering or winning outright as the dog, not as a favorite that marches. Even last year's Marquette team that beat UConn twice, it was all as a dog. Everything was as a dog. Here he is as a favorite. We saw them struggle in the first half against Western Kentucky. I got news for you. Western Kentucky sucks, man. They're ass. I had Marquette now when I bet it big. But it's like, this is a different thing. We know that these play-in teams, there's always one play-in team that just goes on the run. Colorado, I think if it goes to a game like Florida, I think that it's going to be trouble, for them in the end. But I think it's still going to be close enough that they get the cover. I think they got a solid chance for the outright win in this thing. Marquette has played in a lot of close games this year too. That overtime game that they had against Villanova in the tournament, Colorado's way bigger and better than Villanova and more athletic. Thing is, that you would say the tired legs from playing the play-in, the game against Florida, which was, a knockdown, drag out. And I think they can go toe-to-toe with this Marquette team too. I do. I just don't see it here for Marquette.
Romanelli. What's he like here?
Yeah, I'm looking at that Purdue-Utah State game. As I've mentioned a couple of times, I'm on Purdue to win it all this year, but I do worry a little bit about this game. I think it's going to be a close one. I would take Utah State plus the points. I think they match up pretty well in this one. I think they have the size, especially with Osabor, to not eliminate Edey, but minimize them, I guess you could say. They have a good 3-point defense. So Purdue, who's a good 3-point shooting team, I don't think they're going to have as much offensive success as they're used to. And I think it's also going to set this one up nicely for the next round. I think Purdue wins in a close one, and obviously Gonzaga just blew out Kansas. I think we're going to get a good price on Purdue in the next round. I don't think this is the game to take them. I think the next game will be, though. I'm going to take Utah State plus the points.
Mr. Zawacki.
And for me, I kind of I like the other way. I think Purdue puts his foot down in that one today. I just don't think the Utah State can keep up with Purdue. they're just not going to win the rebound battle. I think Edey just dominates in the paint, and Utah just ain't going to keep up. I think early on, I would like Utah a little close in the first half, but I think as the game wears on, I think Purdue just pulls away. There's too much. I think Purdue wins by 15 today.
Jovan.
In that Purdue game, I think the thing that you're gonna want to know is how the referees are gonna call this one. You know, if they let Utah State, you know, rough up Edey, then it's not gonna bode well for Purdue. You know, it's really as simple as that. You know, if they're blowing that whistle, then they're in trouble. You know, then Utah State's in trouble. So this is one where I might want to see the first 5 minutes and in-game it. But the way pre-game, I anticipate this one going, I think they're gonna call it in Purdue's favor. You know, early, I think their big men are gonna get in foul trouble, and that not only bodes well for Edey and what he could do down low, that's gonna bode well for their other guys, their 3-point shooters. Whether they take a three or fake it and drive in the lane and pull up for a little elbow shot or something like that. So I think in the end, this is gonna be a game where Purdue wins this one by double digits, and cover the spread.
I like both dogs here. I do though. I like both dogs here. Makes me nervous because of what happened yesterday, and we know that favorites be balling in the second round. We know that, but hashtag we coming. All right, we're coming. Hey boys, I just like our aim for them, man. I really do. Marquette did put their foot down in that basketball game, but there were stretches in the game I thought they looked real shaky. First out to Kentucky, all it's gonna take is like a 3 bad stretch from Marquette, and Colorado was stupid there. First game of the day, I'm attacking, man. I'm on Colorado. At Purdue losing this round to TCU, I was so confident in that. I was so confident TCU was going to knock off Purdue here. And Utah State ended up taking TCU behind the damn woodshed. I was third by they played. In that, I think they come out here. I like what Jovan said. I kind of want to see how this game starts out. If this game is physical, if they let them get at Edey a bit, then Utah State's gonna cover. If they call them the ticky-tack fouls, get Utah State in foul trouble, then Purdue might blow them out. So I think it's one, like he said, kind of watch the first couple minutes, and then should be fine. All right, let's keep it rolling. We got James Madison, 7.5-point dogs to Duke. And we got Clemson, 4.5-point dogs to Jovan. I'll start with you here with these two.
Say that one more time.
We got James Madison versus Duke and Clemson Baylor.
All right, so we're not touching any of the NIT games.
Sorry, I got my thing just on tournament. Yes, we will. We have Minnesota, Indiana State, and Montana Presbyterian, and Fairfield, Little Rock, and Georgia, Wake Forest, along with Western Duke and Clemson.
Yeah, I looked towards this James Madison and Duke game. I think that James Madison should be able to give them some trouble. By the way they play the game, their style of play. Duke is known historically as one of those fast-paced teams. or faster paced teams. But in recent years they haven't been that. And I think that James Madison style, which is a faster paced style of play, might give them some real trouble. At this number, you know, this became a free pick because the number that I wanted was gone. But I'll still roll with the Dukes. I'll still roll with James Madison, even though it's a heavy public dog.
Right.
And for me in this spot, I like Clemson plus the 4.5 here. You look at Clemson that last game out, and I think that was the best defensive game we've seen from Clemson this season. Can they continue that into this one? Be close to put up that same defensive numbers, but Baylor defensively, they've given up the ball as well, given up the points. So is Clemson. So do I think that Clemson can keep that same type of pace and the same type of defense? I think they can keep it close here. They are the better free throw shooting team when it comes right down to it. So give me Clemson plus the points in that one. And then the other one I like Georgia plus the points. I think that's just way too many in that battle. Give me Georgia. They always that scrappy bunch, that Georgia. And you're gonna give me 9.5. I'll take the 9.5 with the dog in that one.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
All right.
Mitch, this is our last chance to fade Mike White this season. Are you in? Are you joining me?
I'm all in. All
right.
Matter of fact, before the show, I almost forgot to put my pants on when I went down to go get a ticket in. The book wasn't up. I don't know if the book was open or not. I have the machine right outside the Alibi at Padara. Yeah, I had Jay and I got some bands and went down there with a stack of them.
Yeah, I'll join you in spirit. I got to take Wake Forest here. I just think that they're the much better team. I think they're talent-wise good enough to be in the big dance. The resume may have not backed that up, but they're still a very good team, a great free throw shooting team. I just think they're superior on both ends of the court, and then they got a big coaching mismatch as well. At home court advantage, I got to go with the Demon Deacons.
Mitch.
Which of the games? It's Wake and Utah, Duke. Those two.
Yeah, and then
all right.
We did the 4. I think we did Clemson and Baylor too. So
Clemson, Baylor. So so those 3. All right, good deal. All right. Maybe it's karma. Maybe it was something. But Tyga was playing last night in our hotel.
Rack City, bitch.
Rack City, bitch. It was just I don't know. It was karma. It was just worlds colliding, and but Jay and I didn't make it. We were too busy throwing dice. But I gotta go Wake Forest, and I just, like I said, I'm absolutely bombing this one. It's not my play of the day, but it is a premium pick that I have out there, so I'll give you a freebie, man. I love this one. Wake Forest is not playing this NIT like a team that doesn't care. They're playing like a team that says we were the best team not to get in, and I believe that they are the best team. That game against Pitt really was a playoff game. It was billed as a playoff game. It was said winner gets in, and they won. They won handily, which, handily. It wasn't even like a game, and they still didn't get in. I think that Wake and Clemson, it was really 6 of one, half dozen the other. I think on some days I'd probably rather have Wake than Clemson, as far as ACC teams getting into the big dance. I think Wake just roughs up Georgia in this one. Mike White, we saw Steve Alford get out the whiteboard the other day for Nevada, and I think Mike White doesn't take a backseat to anybody when it comes to doing those sort of things. We also saw Richard Pitino drawing it up the other day for New Mexico. The world was on New Mexico now, and I just did not understand it. It was like, this is the time when coaching really matters, and it was like, yeah, nice game plan, get dunked on all night. It's like, I don't even understand. It's like the strategy is we're just going to let them dunk on us like no one's business and then start shooting from the outside. I think that, they were never even in that game, New Mexico. Anyways, so James Madison, like Jovan said, they are a massive public dog here. All you're hearing is James Madison. But I do believe it is for good reason. I do think that they could give Duke a lot of problems. I think, like we saw him in football too, and we saw him in football last year. It's like these guys play with a chip on their shoulder, kind of like they're one of those small conference teams, kind of like Gonzaga or St. Mary's or one of those teams. They should be in a bigger conference somehow, just because they're just a basketball school, and I don't know, they're in like a basketball area. So it's like they should be able to play in one of these other conferences, but yeah, I think they're going to give Duke all they can handle. Duke has the big guys. They certainly are feeding them the ball like no one's business in these games. But I'm not overly impressed with John Shire's, ability. He's more of a little whiner than anything else. He's just a crybaby, more than he is a coach. He kind of was the same way as a player. He was more of a motor guy than a skill guy. I think Baylor plays their game. I think they could win the whole thing, but it's like we haven't seen them do that consistently all season long. Clemson is a team that's just super dangerous because you got the one guy that, he gets hot, and, we've seen those guys in this tournament. That game is a pass for me. I normally love Baylor. I've been on them all season. I think if they could easily win this game by 25 points. I just don't know if they do it,
But then they can lose by
3. Haven't seen them do it consistently all year.
Right? Baylor should run them. Should. But on paper, you figure Baylor should run them. They are the better team. It's ACC, right? But I don't know.
Shout out to the fans that we've run into out here as well. The guys that are not fans of Pick Dog's family, really, I consider them all. And, doing the photos with us, just coming by and saying hi and thanking us for all we do. And, for those that are out here on the trip, those that aren't, it's not just us, it's everybody. I watched you, I watched Jay, I watched Ron, So, it's definitely, it's nice that a lot of, I've gotten that for a long time, but it was nice for Jay and Brad and, and Chris to get it as well. And Eric and Kasi as well. So, Jake, I'm done.
Very good. I don't really love this slot. I'm probably gonna join you and Romanelli and Fade and Mike White. That James Madison game scares the crap out of me, man. I'm proud. The bet is James Madison. You know what I mean? The bet is James. Can they come out and do what we think they can? It's really a $1 million question. I think they're alive, man. I do, but Duke, because we know Duke is capable of laying an egg. That's the problem. I'm not gonna. Have I been muted?
No, we heard you a little bit, and then I don't know what happened. You muted yourself, and then all of a sudden you stopped. I don't know what that was there.
I don't know what happened. My computer's lagging. Anyways, so James Madison there for me, and then Clemson was probably one of my biggest bets thus far this weekend, and it wasn't a premium. It just kind of was like right before game time. Like, bro, this don't even make sense. I'm taking Clemson. Here it does make this of a dog, and I agree with Rod. There's an avenue where Baylor blows the doors off of Clemson. There's also an avenue, the same avenue I've been telling y'all about all season about Baylor, where I know they got an egg coming. And is it today? Probably not. So I'm gonna roll Baylor there. Clemson, we've seen them be beat by some terrible teams this year. We know Clemson is capable of having a bad game too. I like the Bears there. Keep it rolling. All right, we got Grand Canyon, the Antelopes versus Alabama. We got VCU versus South Florida. We got Northwestern UConn. And we got Texas A&M Houston. And then we'll do – well, I guess we might as well go out. Iowa, Utah, Boston College, UNLV, and Yale, San Diego State. So really through the rest of the card, fellas. Hey, I'll go first. Y'all know who in my Final Four, man. this is the Cinderella this year. I've been on them all season. I'm playing a money line today. It's just that simple. I'm on Grand Canyon. All right. I'm on these boys. If they muck this game up and make their style game, they could be the entire game. Wow. You know what I mean? Grand Canyon's a really good basketball. On them all season. I got them going to the Final Four. I'm on Grand Canyon money line. And I know Romanelli got the hat on. I've been saying this team needs to go away, though. They need to go the fuck away. Wade, gotta give him credit. That's what's out there. He's a bucket. All right. I'm not a hater. I just, you know what I mean? I just tell y'all fuck it. I don't like to down, but whatever is a bucket. Houston is heading that game. And they will be damned if A&M has something to say about it. So I'm laying the double digits there. I'm laying the chalk. I think Houston takes A&M behind the woodshed. And last one, San Diego State. I don't trust them. Does that mean I want to bet Yale? Yale really surprised me that first game. I think they surprised a lot of people. I'm on Yale. Mitch.
Yeah, this is a great slot of games. I mean, from top to bottom, every one of these games is good, and they all have interesting angles to them. You know, starting with that Grand Canyon Alabama game, because you have two totally different styles here. You have a slower, you know, I mean, the thing is, I think when you get into tournament play, I think Alabama certainly has the way better athletes. I mean, way better. But Grand Canyon is a for-profit university. And what they do with that for-profit, I mean, all universities are really for-profit, but they're always called nonprofits. But Grand Canyon actually is a for-profit university. They are the only one in the United States. And they take all that profits and they dump it into this basketball program to get these guys into the tournament every year. So these guys take this thing very, very seriously. And I think that, you know, I think Drew is a good coach. And I think that he's going to draw something up here. It's not like, you know, these teams with these sieve defenses generally do well in tournament style games. We saw Alabama running and gunning with their athletes that they have, but in these tournament style games, generally comes down to defense and hitting shots. And I think Grand Canyon might have the edge there, but boy, if Bama gets into that running game, it is going to be over in a hurry. This game could be 90-60 or 100-64 type game easily. But if Alabama doesn't hit their shots and it gets into this grind, it's the same thing I said about the Duquesne games all throughout the postseason. We'll know in the first 5 minutes how this game's going to go. This will be a great live betting game because we're going to know in the first 5 minutes. If Alabama is running up and down the court like a track meet and dunking on them, they're going to win by a lot. But if it's a slow, grinded out style game and Alabama's struggling, taking shots, then Grand Canyon's a live money line dog here. I think I think Yale, San Diego State is going to be a grinded out type game too. Not the Yale teams that we usually see, but you know what we saw is that they won in the first round, and you know I'm not saying that they can win here, but you know they might. But I think in a low scoring game, when you get 5.5, it might be worth a little bit more than 5.5. And I think you know after yesterday, we're going to see a lot of betting on the favorites today. And I think that's just going to create a lot of value in the line because, you know, these lines are tight as a vice. Rod said, you know, the half point this, the half point that. These lines are tight as a vice, man. And they are not going to let the favorites come in here and just clean the clock on the place. And I think that's the issue here with the UConn Northwestern game. This game's closer than 14.5. I think UConn's going to win the whole freaking thing. But this game's closer than 14.5 points, man. Way closer. It's like this game is like 8.5. I don't know. I'd like to hear what the other guys say about that one.
Romanelli.
Yeah, I was going to talk about that game. I actually do like UConn there. And I haven't been on UConn too much this year. I actually took Stetson against them in the first round. That didn't go too well. But I just think that Northwestern, you know, aside from the letdown spot, you know, going into overtime in that first round, is a team dealing with some injuries, you know, some key injuries.
Is there a letdown spot in the NCAA tournament? I mean, is it?
I think after a big overtime win, and you only get one day off having to play UConn. It's not a great spot for a team that's injured.
These are 18-year-old kids that play every day, man.
I'm just saying, when you've got already a smaller bench, a shorter bench playing the number one team in the country after an overtime game that was emotional, it's tough to when you're a 14-point dog. UConn is just they looked absolutely dominant in that first round game. And yes, they were a huge favorite, but they covered the spread by a huge margin as well. This team, I just think it's too much for Northwestern. Fundamentally, they're not good enough. Not a great rebounding team. They don't get to the free throw line. They take too many fouls. And I think UConn just runs away with it.
Hot rod.
And for me in this time slot, you know what? I like the over in Grand Canyon and Alabama. We know Alabama doesn't play a whole lick of defense, and Grand Canyon can score 80 on them. Alabama can get 80. It gets us up to 160. I think we easily get over that total. It's been rising. It opened at 168.5 up to 169. I think we easily get into the 170s because we know Alabama's going to try to push this. They want to get this game into a track meet, so they're going to try to push Grand Canyon into that track meet. And Grand Canyon's going to try to slow it down, but I don't think they can. I think they're going to go with the track. I mean, I think the Grand Canyon can hang with Alabama the way that Alabama doesn't play any defense. We see them when they took their foot off the gas and they were up by how much in that first round? And it was actually 11-point win for Alabama at the end. When all said and done, they took their foot off the gas and almost made it a single digit in that one. So I think Grand Canyon can keep it close. I would take Grand Canyon plus the points in that one. I think that's your dog. We've seen Alabama many times this season just fall flat. If their threes aren't falling from behind the arc, Grand Canyon's going to pressure them like crazy from out there behind the arc. And I think they can keep it close. So I like Grand Canyon in that one. And the other one I got to agree with Ron. I think Northwestern had a nice run. Good season. But I think it's all over here. I think UConn comes in and they're just too much. I think they might be able to hang early, but UConn just slowly pulls away, wins by 15 plus in that one. And then the last one's close. I like the under. Give me one under 128.5. I think that pace just slows right to a crawl between Yale and San Diego State. With the under 128.5. First to 60 wins that one.
Yeah, so I think that Grand Canyon could play any style of game that Alabama wants. So I don't think they're gonna slow it down in this one. The Crimson Tide's defense that is that much of a sieve, and I just think that they're gonna be in play for the outright cover. I think this is the one out of all the games, this is the one game where the underdog might have a chance to to win this one outright, or has the best shot of winning this outright. So I'm on Grand Canyon in that one. Spread, money line, both. However you want to do it. I look at the NIT real quick. I like how Boston College has played this season, especially in the the last quarter of the season. And I think they're live in this one also against UNLV. So that one's on the table for me. And I want to ride with Yale. I mean, San Diego State, they are what they are. Final Four team from last year. But they're one of those teams I need to go away. Really. And I would like to see them, get knocked off in this one. Just a Yale team who's fundamentally sound. It's just the physicality of the Aztecs. That's the only thing that concerns me with this game, really. So, I would lean Yale. If I'm having a good day, then I'm gonna ride with Yale just on the strength, really. And I'll take a flyer on that Northwestern UConn under. Think we're gonna see some defense there.
So it looks like Jay has left the building. So I'm going to take over as host for the first time in Pick Dogs live show history. We're going to roll to the NBA. We got 6-game card. Oh, he's back. There goes my hosting gig.
You had a good run.
I think I did pretty good.
My bad, fellas. I know I'm on the road. The internet is terrible. Terrible. We finished up college hoops.
Yep.
Yes.
What you selling today, Mitch?
I have my top play in college hoops, and then I have a 3-pack. But for longer term subscribers, I have some bonus plays in there as well, including that Wake Forest pick. So be sure to grab that one. That's just one of them that I have that's a bonus pick. But I've been doing pretty well this NCAA tournament. Yesterday, not a great day, but yesterday I think was an anomaly. I don't think we're going to see all favorites again today. So I think I have a nice mix of favorites and dogs, and I've got something for everyone in there. So be sure to grab it. And for tomorrow's show, I'll be home.
Home, sweet home.
I think 4 days in Vegas is a lot with this group. These guys are a lot of energy.
Y'all think Costa?
Tired legs, trying to step in.
Y'all think Costa be amped up on the shows? Sheesh.
It's been good times. I love it. I tell you, it was really nice to meet Brad. I had never met him in person before. Really good guy. So it was fun hanging out with him.
Yes, sir. Romanelli.
Yeah, I got 3 individual college basketball plays. 2 of them are in the NIT, and then 1 of them is in the NCAA tournament. Hasn't been the best start to the tournament. I gotta admit, gotta be transparent. We've hit some big money line dogs: Yale, Oakland, Chicago State, but against the spread we have struggled. But we look to bounce back here and end the week strong. Still got plenty of games to go, and looking to start that here.
Yes, sir. Hop on with Romanelli. Continue to kick the crap out of the books. So wacky. What you selling today?
And for me, over Pick Dogs Premium, I went 5-2 yesterday in college hoops, 22 and 13 run this week in college hoops. So rolling right along. Today I've got a 5-pack. My 10-star executive info play plus my 10-star play of the day is included in that college basketball 5-pack. Or you can pick it up singly as well. And then I got a couple bonus plays. I got 1 NBA in there and 1 hockey. So definitely jump aboard long term. Use that promo code PICK and check out. Save 50% off. But jump aboard. Big day ahead.
Keep it rolling with Hot Rods Zawacki. Javon, what you selling today, my man?
Yeah, I got a 5-pack in college basketball, all NCAA tournament games. I also got a 3-pack, 1 NIT play, and then 2 NCAA tournament plays. I got an NBA 3-pack and a standalone game for one of the early NBA games. I had another productive day yesterday. Not as good as the 10-2 from Friday, but I was on the plus side yesterday, so just looking to keep it going.
Keep it going with Jovan Burtz over at Pick Dogs Premium. Hey, I got 2 plays for y'all today. I only got 2. I only got 2 for y'all today. In and out. We got our NBA player of the day. Been red hot on that. We've been red hot on that play like the last month. When I came to Vegas, I had missed 3 in a row for the first time all season. That was frustrating. And I felt like all 3 were the right play. The Thunder just pooped it away in the end. The Jazz pooped it away in the end. Like they all were like fourth quarter debacle. Since then, we smacked Minnesota. Or not Minnesota. We had Oklahoma City. And then last night we smacked Houston. Easy. I got 1 today. I think it's easy. You can scoop up my NBA play of the day. Or you can scoop up my college hoops play of the day. My March Madness best, but we've hit both of those the last 2 days as well. Plus money with Grand Canyon. First game. And then yesterday. What a fucking sweat it was. But, boy, we had the Creighton Blue Jays. So, looking to hit both plays and end and leave Vegas on a high note. Looking to hit 3 in a row on the NBA Player of the Day and the College Hoops Player of the Day. You can scoop up both at Pick Dogs Premium. Let's talk about some NBA, fellas. Let's talk about some NBA. Not a huge card today. Decent card. I'm not totally in love with. I'm usually not totally in love with Sundays, and then I look back at it. I'm like, why did I not bet more? Sundays for me, I feel like typically goes strictly by the book. How it's supposed to go is how it goes on Sunday. For me, honestly. So let's talk about it. Let's go 2 at a time. We got Pelicans, Pistons. Pelicans land 12.5 on the road on the Pistons. And we got the Clippers laying 9.5 on the Sixers. So Sunday, I think this shit's supposed to go exactly how it's supposed to. I think the Pelicans are head and shoulders the better team. I think they take the Detroit Pistons behind the woodshed. I know Brandon Ingram's still banged up, but they looked real good beating up on Miami in that last one. What we've seen from New Orleans most of the season, when they play an inferior opponent, they kick the crap out of. So I think that's fair to say that's what we see here. New Orleans, one of the best ATS teams in basketball, and I don't think get enough credit for it. They're the 3rd best ATS team in basketball. Technically, they're like really damn near tied for 2 with Oklahoma City. Like that's how good New Orleans is. 40, 29, and 1 against the number of covered in 58% of their games. They should kick the crap out of Detroit today. And then the other one, Mitch.
Yes.
You know what we doing.
I like the I like the Pelicans against the Pistons. I think they're too much. Trying to do like 8 things at once at like normal, but
yeah, you're good.
Yeah, I just think the Pelicans, when you look at the playoff, most teams have 11 or 12 games left to go in the season. So this is time, and in the West, it's going to be tight down the stretch here. We look at the standings here. The Pelicans, 27 losses. So 2 games behind the Clippers in the loss column, 2 games ahead of the Suns, but also right behind that is the Kings and the Mavericks. They all have 29 losses. So all those teams are going to be coming hard. I know that they always need it. They always want it. But the Pelicans, they need this one, man. They cannot lose this game. You go to 28 losses with 3 teams breathing down your neck. You could end up in the play-in, with a bad 2-game stretch. And it's like, you don't want that to happen against the Pistons. You lose to the Nuggets or, the Thunder or something like that, or one of the other teams you're competing with. That's a different story, man. But you lose to the team with 12 wins. And I know that the Pistons, you look at them coming here, they've won 4 of their last 10 games. They've only won 12 games all season. This is the best they've been by a long ways, So that might not be all that easy for the Pelicans, but I think they get the best of it.
Raul, you know what I was saying. Mitch was kind of busy, so he didn't catch my drift, but we're fading the fucking Clippers. It's automatic. It's fade the Clippers. Just fade it. Just here, fade the Clippers. Okay.
The Clip. I didn't know we did the Clippers game. Fading their ass. Fade their ass. Pat. So I don't know if you guys will see this because I think it's going to get edited out. But when we did the short form videos, one of the questions they asked Jay, why do a lot of people lose betting on sports? And I ran over to the couch where he was sitting doing the interview, and I sat down next to him, put my arm around and said, because they've been taking the Clippers, man. That's why they're losing money betting on sports. Should be fading their ass. Fading their ass, man.
Romanelli. It's happening.
Yeah, I do think the Pelicans win that game. I think, they definitely need to win. I think they win it. But it's a lot of points there, a lot of wiggle room we can get with Detroit. I'm going to take the points, 12.5 now with the Pistons. First matchup of the season series, it was a single-digit game, and that was a game where New Orleans outshot them by 10% from 3. I think, like Mitch said, Detroit's playing probably their best basketball of the year, and they played a lot of tough teams recently. The Celtics twice, Heat twice, Pacers. Not a lot of those games were competitive, but the Pelicans they're not an amazing road team. The Pistons are home here, catching way too many points. I'm going to take them with Detroit. New Orleans wins, Detroit covers.
All right.
Yeah, I agree with Ron on this one. I'm going to take Detroit plus the points. You look at the first meeting, the Pelicans were favored at home by 4.5. But now they're here in Detroit, favored by 12 and a half in some places. the thing shot up. No chance. I like Detroit plus the 12 and a half. I think the Pelicans win this game because they need this game. But as a 12 and a half point favorite, I think they take the foot off the gas a little bit. And Detroit gets in the back door and gets the cover. And yeah, I agree. Fade the Clippers. Give me the 76ers plus the points in that one.
Yeah,
I mean, Rod, hold on. I gotta poke some holes in that shit. I mean, you can't give me the 4.5 favorite in a game back in fucking November. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that was the Pistons when they still had a little hope. That was before they even went on that terrible losing streak. So, like,
look at the Pelicans now. What are they scoring? They scored 111 against Miami. And they scored 104 against the Nets. They should have scored a lot more than that. They whooped up on Portland. They whooped up on the Clippers.
They're low scoring, but they covering. And they're kicking the crap out of bad teams, is all I'm saying. You know what I mean?
But in that one, they were favored as a 2.5. Look at these double.
I'm not telling you the Pistons is the wrong side. I'm just saying I didn't like the 4.5 favorite earlier this season. Now they're 12.5. I don't think that means much of anything, to be honest. Simply because that game was back in November, and like that was. I mean, these are two totally different teams now than they were then. I think this line should probably be like 13. Like it's right where it should be, in my opinion. The Pelicans are head and shoulders the better team. Head and shoulders.
Head and shoulders, exactly. And head to head, they are better. And if you can go look at the record between these two teams. When was the last time the Pelicans actually whooped Detroit by 12.5?
Fair.
You got to go way back before they've won. I just Pelicans whooping teams up. I don't know. They're looking for the win here. I think they get it. I think they cruise to the win here, but it's the 12.5. Do they care about the 12.5? No. They just want the win. We need the dub, and that's what they get.
Javon.
Yeah, I like the under in the Sixers Clippers game. You know, we've been paying attention. The Sixers on the under run. Depending on where you look at, it's either 8-0 under run or 7-0-1 under run. So one of those games, depending on what number you got. But nevertheless, I'm gonna keep on rolling with that trend. You know, what you've seen in these Sixers games is they've had the inability to, well, really since Joel Embiid's been out, they have a rough time of scoring in portions of the game. And, you know, that's why you've seen them, you know, in those scoring less than 100 points in some games, or just, you know, getting blasted, you know, not from start to finish, but sometime in the second half, they just can't score. So I think in this one, you might see something like that, you know, against the Clippers team who hasn't been in the best form offensively neither. So, you know, I like the under in that one.
Under for sure. Next two up, we got the Cleveland Cavs out on the road facing the Heat. Heat home favorite. And then you got the Milwaukee Bucks as a 2.5 favorite over the Thunder Buddies. Javon, I'll start with you here on these two. Cavs, Heat, Thunder, Bucks.
I really don't want to lay the points with the Heat in this spot, so I'm not gonna. You know, we saw this last game. They played on the 20th, and you know, it was a 3-point game. You know, so even though Cleveland's banged up, you know, I think they could stick around in this one. And I also like the over in this one. It's 203. It's a little bit too low. I know that Cleveland, you know, couldn't muster up enough points to get to the century mark in the last game against Minnesota. But I think that how they match up with the Heat, I think they could get over that, you know, by a little bit. So I think it squeaks over the total. It's going to be a struggle to get over the total, but just considering where the total is right now, I'll roll with the over in that game. And as for the Thunder Milwaukee game, I wanna lean under. I don't know. With Milwaukee, if they're hitting their shots, if Brook Lopez is hitting, that three that he really shouldn't be taking, then you're gonna see a game where this is going up and down the court. That the Thunder they could play whatever style you want them to play on the court, but I think this is gonna be a close game, and it slows down as the game progresses. So I think that bodes well for the under.
Hot Rod, these two Cavs, Heat, Bucks, Thunder.
For me in this one, I like the Cavs plus the points against the Heat. Heat at home here, definitely not where you want to be putting your money as a home favorite. They're not been good. 12-21 ATS at home this season. Not be good as a favorite. 11-14 ATS at home this season. Yuck. Give me the Cavs on that one. And the road teams covered in 3 straight head-to-head between those two. I like Cavs on that one big. Give me Cavs on the money line. I think the outright the Heat in that one.
Romanelli.
Tough one. I don't want to lay points with the Bucks in this spot, but I think I have to. I like OKC, one of the best covered teams in basketball, but Milwaukee, man, I mean, it looks like Giannis is probable for this game. He wasn't the sharpest in that last one, but it was his first game back in a week, and I think he will be here. Should be a great game. This is a game I'd much rather watch, but if I was forced to pick a side, I would go Milwaukee. The other game, I don't think there's any value in it, so I'm just going to stick with the Bucks.
Why?
I know. Listen, Milwaukee. When I watched that Suns-Milwaukee game, I was on the Suns in that one, and I saw Bobby Portis not miss a shot for about 30 minutes. I said, I'm not fading this team the rest of the season. So there may be spots later on, but right now this team looks like it's got championship pedigree. Dare I say it?
God, please.
I'm waiting on
listen,
you.
If it's not the Celtics, it's got to be the Bucks, right?
Doc Rivers, championship pedigree.
If it's not the Celtics, it's got to be the Bucks, Mitch. You got to pick one. Who else is it going to be?
It's not his fault. He had the likes of JJ.
If it's not the Bucks or Celtics,
Chris Paul on with some of his teams.
No more.
He didn't have championship players, so he wasn't going to win a championship with the Clippers or the Sixers. I blame it on the players, not the coach.
He had Austin Rivers.
Oh, he had his son.
Listen, I am exaggerating. I'm being dramatic, but Jay wanted to call me out and put me on the spot. I had to come up with something. I'll never be silent, like Ruffalo.
Oh, man, y'all cracked me up. Mitch, Miami, Cleveland.
I'm taking the Heat on the money line against the Cavs. I don't really want to lay the points, whatever, with the Heat, but I hate the play-in tournament. I hate 10 teams making the playoffs. The regular season is the play-in tournament, and that's what I believe. And there should be 8 teams from each side, but it is what it is. And, both sides, the West and the East, it's one game in the loss column separating number 6 between 7 and 8. And it's the Heat and the Sixers are 7 and 8, with 28 in the loss, I think it is, or 27, whatever. It's one game differential between them and the team in front. The Cavs are in third. Meanwhile, in the West, it's 3 teams also with identical. I think they are 29 in the West. So it's like these races are really, really tight. The Heat of all the teams don't really mind the play-in all that much. I mean, it's like they seem to live in there. That seems to be where they live. But maybe we see the effort here that at least they get it across the finish line. So I'll take the Heat on the money line. I'm going to take the Thunder. You got overachievers versus underachievers, man. I'll take the overachievers against those underachieving stiffs, any overrated stiffs, any day of the week. I mean, I just don't think Giannis's brother is going to bring enough to the table to get them over the hump in this one.
Hey, man, I'm on the Thunder. Short, sweet, simple. Everything I look at here yells Thunder. It don't even make sense. It really don't. It really don't. I mean, when you kind of take a step back and try to understand why the books put Milwaukee as a 2.5-point favorite. I mean, at home, I get it, but bro, I'm here to inform you. The Thunder are the better team. I don't know if many people know that or not, but the Thunder are the better team. Okay, the Thunder have been a much better ATS team. This is the second best ATS team in basketball versus the second worst ATS team in basketball. Okay, who you have a team that's always undervalued. Well, they're kind of starting to be properly valued now in the Thunder versus a team that's been overvalued all season. Hence why they are where they are. ATS. You got a terrible home favorite against the best away favorite. I mean, the best away underdog in the league. The Thunder, they cash all the time as away underdogs money line. They're 7-4 this season as away underdogs on the money line. They're 7-3-1 ATS straight up. I mean, 7-3-1 ATS as an away underdog. Look, again, Thunder are just the better team. And you're going to give me plus money with them here, looking for their 5th straight win? Sign me up every day of the week. Sign me up every day of the week. I don't care that you beat fucking Brooklyn. Didn't even cover.
Oh, don't say that. You shouldn't have said that because now you got to look. You just said 5 straight wins. They're looking for the 5th straight win. Who's on the 4-game win streak? Let's hear those teams' names.
Dallas, who's
Ooh,
red
okay.
hot.
Oh, yeah.
And then Memphis, Utah, Toronto.
Yeah.
Okay.
Memphis, Utah.
Memphis, Utah, Toronto. And they weren't really covering in those games. But, when you're sitting as the number 2 seed, the number 2 ATS team in the league, I could see the avenue where, you know what I mean? It's not like they didn't handle business. They kicked the crap out of both of them. So,
but I'm just saying, you said, I don't care that you beat the Bucks. Well, then I don't care that you beat the Raptors. How about that?
I mean, I get it. That's fair. But Milwaukee as a favorite, I think you're asking for it. I do. I don't even see how nobody could get there. Me personally, I don't. Like it's not even. It don't even make sense in my head. It really don't. It really don't. Let's keep it up moving though. Last 2 games, we got Warriors, T-Wolves, Pacers, Lakers. We're taking both dogs. Money line. Simple. Fade in the house of disappointment. I will say Minnesota's playing well right now, though. I like what I'm seeing from these T-Wolves. Low key. I had them in their last game against the Cavs. I laid the points, believe it or not, with the T-Wolves, and they got it done. Warriors cannot afford to keep losing. I keep saying this shit, and they keep losing. They keep losing. This is a must win. This is a must win. This is as must win get in the regular season. I gotta take Golden State here, man. I have to do it. If Golden State loses, I think they're out of the tournament. I think they're out of the play. I think Houston jumps them. I think. Must win for the Warriors, man. They got to get their shit together. Minnesota, they've been playing well, but we know what's up with the Warriors. They've been decent ATS on the road this season. If their shots are falling, they'll get the T-Wolves. We know T-Wolves are capable of laying an egg. Called the house of disappointment for a reason. Next game up, we got Pacers, Lakers. Last time we seen this was that in-season tournament championship game where the Lakers act like they won the real championship. You remember that? I do. I'm on the Pacers money line here. I think it's the right play. I think the Lakers are overvalued as always. I think the Pacers are low-key the better team. I do. What makes me nervous about this game is the Lakers have been at home for 2 months. The Lakers have been at home for 2 months. Like they've only played 1 road game since coming out of the break. 1. And that was at Sacramento. I want Pacers money line there, but I'm probably not gonna bet it, to be honest with y'all. But in the revenge spot, I'm on the Pacers. Mitch.
I like the Pacers in this one against the Lakers. I just, I think what the odd thing about this game is that when you look at the recent body of work, and I think so, it's always weird, right? The way that it is, and when everyone has their own style of handicapping, but at the beginning of season, I try not to put too much into what they do. Then as the season goes on, it's like, well, now I have data to work with. And then at the end of the season, I'm always like, well, what have you done for me lately? Because now you have a different team. You got injuries, you got trades, you have all these different things. And then all these other earlier season stats and everything that's happened is incorporated into those season stats. So you kind of got to go backwards. Crazy stuff here is that the Pacers are actually playing better defense than the Lakers right now, which
That's
is
what I'm
like,
saying. And these comments are making me like really want to go bet the Pacers. Like, you know what I mean?
It's like they're actually the far better defensive team. If you look at the last 5 games, just look at the last 5, the recent body of work. It's the Pacers that have been the better team and a lot better. Now these guys played in that play-in tournament, so you also have that revenge factor, which we love to bring in anytime that we possibly can. Just suggest that the dog is 13-3-1 against the number in the last 17 meetings of these two teams. And like I said, the last 5 games, the Pacers defense has been better than the Lakers, and the Pacers offense is better than the Lakers. I'm not seeing it here, so I'm going to go Pacers, man. I think they got a chance to win outright. And like you said, the Warriors have just been terrible, and the Timberwolves are playing great, but I just can't get there. Because I'm just waiting, even though I've been waiting, for 70 games for the rug to fall out on the Timberwolves, and it hasn't happened. Doesn't mean it's not going to happen, because it's fully capable. Also, I just wanted to say that we have over 1,300 people watching the show. I know, like, for a lot of people out there, you don't care about that. You only care about the picks. But for us, we care about it, and we're just really happy that, we debate back and forth with formats and different things that we do here. And, we went to this style with one capper giving out one pick. And it's easier for the cappers that way because you only have to show up for 10 minutes, and do your slot. But, this one definitely takes a lot more work. And, it's sometimes you have awkwardness because it's like you're not really sure what's going on. And, like, there's a time in between when you talk. So it's like sometimes you're doing other stuff because we're preparing for game time just like you are. So, but it just shows that I believe this is the weekend format this is the one that's going to work. And, for us, it's like, at least we see that we're doing something right. And we appreciate everyone that tunes in, of course, and, as part of our Pick Dogs family, whether you buy picks every day or whether you never bought a pick and never will bought a pick. We don't care. We just want everyone to win.
Ruby, that was the case earlier this season. Calling them the Halliburtons. That's not the case anymore. That's not the case anymore. This is a good team. It's a good team. Team. T-E-A-M. Team. Romanelli.
I'm going to go with the over in that game. I agree with Mitch. The Lakers on paper have played good defense recently, but I don't think it's really the case. I think it's just because of their opponents. Philadelphia, we know that they've been struggling offensively. So, the Lakers were the beneficiary of that. But I think the Pacers are a team that can put up 120, 130, and nobody would bat an eye. I could see them at that point in this game. But I also think, the Pacers defense, while it's been improving, I still think that there's work that needs to be done. I mean, the Warriors shot miserably in that last game, and they still put up 111. So I think we see, it's a steep total at 241 now for a reason. I'm going to go with the over.
Right.
Now for me in this one, I like the under in this one. 240 and a half. That's way too many points in this one. I like the under, and I also like the Pacers plus the points. When was the last time that the Lakers have won 3 straight games? You should go way back to when the Lakers have won 3 straight games. That's not the team that strings wins together. So give me the Pacers here in this one. Definitely revenge from that playing game. Pacers be coming to play in this one. We be coming, as Jay would say. The Pacers be coming. The Pacers be coming. So take the Pacers and the money line today. I think they whoop up on the Lakers in that one today.
Yes, Ruby, I have been saying that. We do call them the Halliburtons, but I was just letting you know that I be kidding sometimes when I say that. It's a really good team. The Pacers have more wins on the season than the Lakers do. They do. You know what I mean? So Jovan, close us out, my man.
Yeah, and I'm on the other side. I'm on the Lakers, and it really has nothing to do with handicapping this one. It really just has something to do with, I think there's going to be shenanigans in this game. I think the refs are going to call this game one way, and it's going to be the Lakers game. They need the Lakers to be in the playing tournament or whatever, or whatever that playing with that debacle is. What are they, ninth or 10th right now? What are they saying, that ninth or 10th?
Ninth.
Yeah, and with Houston holding their ass, yeah, I think the league office is calling in for Lakers to get as many wins as possible to not be one of those teams kicked out of the that playing slot. So yeah, I'm on the Lakers for outside reasons. Oh,
The
and I'll take
Lakers-
the under. And I'll take the under.
All right, so the Lakers are 3.5 games up on Houston for that spot. Golden State is a game and a half. Yeah, Golden State 36-33, Houston 35-35. I'm gonna look while I'm here if they're gonna give me a Houston to make the postseason or Houston to make the in-season tournament. I think it's worth a shot. I think it's worth a shot. Is all I'm saying. The reason why I don't.
You're gonna see
the reason
LeBron.
I don't want to do it.
Go ahead.
The reason I don't want to. I like Houston. I think they really can do it. But the reason I don't want to do it is because I know the NBA wants that Lakers Warriors playing tournament game. I know it's what the hell they want. That's going to be the most watched game in the history of the NBA. A win or go home between LeBron and Curry. They want. So that's the only thing that's keeping me off of going to bet Houston to make the in-season tournament. The playing tournament.
Yeah, you're gonna see LeBron in this game. In this game in particular, you're gonna see LeBron, be dramatic. He's gonna, act like he got shot out there. He's gonna be laying on the floor, grimacing in pain, with his dramatics. Yeah, it's gonna be one of those type of games. He's gonna get touched and act like he got bulldozed. He's gonna get to the line, Anthony Davis, might go into the tunnel, might go back into the locker room, with whatever he deals with, whether it's a knee injury or a eye injury or something, So and then you're gonna have Austin Reeves, do what he does out on the court, and D'Lo. So I think it's gonna be one of those games where whenever the refs can blow the whistle, they will blow the whistle, and it's not gonna be a fun sight for Pacers backers.
I see it. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Y'all feel like covering hockey or no? Nay. Rod, you covered all the games on the channel, and I'm sure Ruffalo dropped the wraparound.
I did. Yep, covered every game. Plus, I threw a parlay in there. I'll throw you one quick. How's that? Islanders 0-10. Romanelli's in the back-to-back. Don't fare so well. 0-10 in the second half of a back-to-back are the Romanellis. You got to fade the Islanders today. Maybe they can end that streak.
Was it the Flyers 0-15?
0-15 in the second half of back-to-back. I see that too. Yeah, against the Panthers, and the Panthers are on a losing streak, right? New logo, old logo. So there's a couple. Pair them up, and also I
don't have the swivel chair here.
My team coming off of a significant homestand. You know what I mean? Double revenge spot at home, at the crib with this style plus money. My boys, they back. They done won 3 of their last 4. I'm back on the goddamn Coyotes, man. I'm back on them. Let's do it. I'm fading my star today. I'm taking the Coyotes. Let's do it. Anything else for you, Rod?
I think the +1.5. I think the Stars can lay an egg. They do it at times where they just don't cover that puck line, and they lose games. I've seen it many a times. Or the game ends up in overtime. I would take that game goes to overtime. Nice little sprinkle 3 times your money on that. Coyotes, Dallas needs some overtime.
There you go. There you go. All right, fellas. That's the show, man. Money making Sunday. I hope everyone enjoyed the
Parlay.
I got you. I'm getting there.
Parlay.
Come on.
I put one in, but I was half asleep. It's actually not what I would have bet, but I got to take it. I'm going to have to bet a different one. I always put in a parlay around Robin when I'm in Vegas every day, so we'll see what happens. I hit one big one, so we'll see if we can get another one.
Talk to me, Mitch. What you got today in your lay?
I took in this one and just put $50 on it because that's all I had left, and I put the tickets in the machine, and I just happened to have $50 left on there. So I put James Madison money line, Minnesota money line, Colorado money line, Wake Forest money line, UConn money line, and Houston money line. $50 pays $2,728.25. So I think Minnesota is one of those teams that's like they're either going to get absolutely shellacked, they're going to be right there. But the problem with them is that they all season long, man, they've been close but no cigar. It's like they cover but they don't win. So I don't love that one as much. And I think Colorado, I think, is worth the punt. But after talking to you guys, I feel better with 2 other dogs, and I'm gonna do another ticket after the show. I have time, so.
Show. Romanelli.
No parlay for me, but I'm going to take a shot on a big money line dog, Presbyterian. I like their chances. I gave them out on the bank shot breakdown. They're my Chicago State of the day in the CBI. I think they match up well. They haven't played in the postseason in a while, and I'll take them on the money line plus 275.
You can't talk about them and not do the bit. And
I don't know the nickname. You tell me.
Mitch. 1 hoe, 2 hoe, red hoe, blue hoe. I'm with you. All right, if you like it, I like it. I'll throw a couple bucks on it. Presbyterian money line. Let's do it. They were mad at me, Ron, yesterday. I told them that on the jam session. I said, I don't really want to do a parlay today. I'll take a shot on a big dog. I took a shot on the Spurs plus 400. They got their ass kicked.
Yeah.
Rod, you got a lay for me?
Yep. We're going to go with the all money line. We're going to go Grand Canyon money line, Clemson money line, Marquette money line. Parlay those 3 teams up.
3 dogs. Or wait, no, Marquette.
2 dogs. 2 dogs.
Marquette's
1
favorite. Yeah, sorry.
I take Marquette on the money line.
Sorry. There you go. Jovan, talk to me.
Yeah, we'll go with a money line parlay. Grand Canyon money line, James Madison money line, Yale money line, BC money line. I can't bet the BC game because they're a Massachusetts team, so take it off, whatever. I'll be putting the 3-team parlay with those money line dogs, or round robin it. 2 of those win, on a round robin, you're gonna get your money back and then some. So, just on the strength of it being a money line plus money play.
Jovan, do the local bookies be like, hey man, you could bet them teams here with me?
Oh no, yeah. If you're dealing with a bookie, you could bet whatever. I mean,
I just want to know
like teams.
A selling point. Is it like a selling point for the bookies out there?
I mean, no, I don't think so. When I was dealing with the local bookie or whatever, it wasn't they just put out whatever and you bet whatever. But sure. Yeah, because they're not losing business. I don't think with the with these laws being passed from state to state, and sports betting being legal, they haven't lost money. They actually probably gained money at the end of the day. More people, are attracted to sports betting. It's not taboo anymore. So that's what it is. They definitely haven't lost money. That's for damn sure. And with a lot of here's another kicker. With a lot of these these bookies, you could bet on credit. So
Yep.
that's a plus there in any market. So yeah.
Yes, sir. All right, let me give out the theme of the day. We saw all them favorites cash yesterday. The theme for today is get it back on the dogs. All right. Get it back on the dogs. 76ers money line. All right, that's how we started. Fuck the Clippers, respectfully. Fuck them. 76ers money line. Pacers money line. Thunder Buddies money line. Grand Canyon money line. This is a 14 parlay. I'm finna go downstairs in place right now. So if you want to rock with me. That's what I got for y'all boys today. Works for any of y'all, man. It was a cool show. It was a good show. Smaller crew than we usually have, but it was fun. Got a lot of great information. I'm kind of ready to be back home. Like Mitch said, Vegas kind of has beat me up. I'll be home tomorrow for the morning show too. I'll just be walking in the door. But
4 days in Vegas is about a day too long.
Too much. That's much.
Oh, actually, we got here Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Oh my God, we're on day 5. That's what it is. That's why I'm fast dragging. It's actually 5 days in Vegas.
5 days in Vegas feels like 3 weeks anywhere else. Like,
yeah, it is a long time to be here, but I wouldn't rather be with any other people, so it's a good time. And I like I said, I appreciate all the people that have come up to us. And I think the most fun part of it is always, people, coming up to me and saying, stop picking on Ruffalo, and going up to Jay, stop fading the Clippers. And, they're in on like all the bits, and like, who do you like today? PFW Changs, they're in on everything.
Tomorrow. PFW change for tomorrow.
yes, sir. So when the tournament come back? Thursday?
Yep.
Yeah, Thursday. They're gonna be in Dallas on Friday. NC State, and they're gonna play somebody. And then who's the other game that comes to the South region? What's the other South? I was thinking about if I wanted to go or not.
Well, NC State's going to play the winner of Marquette, Colorado.
Okay, so there you go. So that'll be that one, and then
and you might want to see your boys, Colorado.
# we coming.
I don't think so.
No, I know so.
Oh, and the other one, it's gonna be Houston, because Houston's gonna smash A&M, and they're gonna play either the winner of James Madison and Duke.
That'll be a good one.
Yep. We got some baseball coming up this week. The rundown.
Unfortunately, Ron's rundown will not be back Thursday. Ready to go.
Thursday, ready to go. Opening day. I will be at Rangers.
What'd you think of Ron of the shelling of the
boy.
Dodgers?
Yeah. It was funny because the Wednesday show, Ruffalo asked, that's game Thursday morning. What do you think? I was like, I'm going to take the over. Both those guys really struggled in spring. It's like, man, I didn't think they'd be that bad. I mean, geez. Yeah. Yamamoto.
But it's like, the thing is that, of these Japanese superstar pitchers that come over, I mean, it's 1 in 20 that hit, and usually it's rare that they hit. Most of the time, it's a Daisuke Matsuzaka situation. The Yankees had that other guy. What was his name too?
Tanaka was pretty good.
It was okay, but he
for a couple of years. They have short, runs.
Yeah.
Daisuke Kodai Senga can be somebody for the Mets.
I just want to say, Shohei Ohtani, if you need
Daisuke had his moments, but then he fell off a cliff.
Shohei, if you need some help, I got you. All right. I got you, Shohei. Come. Leave the phone and half back. You know what I mean? You ain't got to lie and blame interpreter. You know what I mean? not as rich as you, and don't nobody have access to my bank account. I'm sorry. Nobody has access to my bank account. Not my girl, not my best friend, not my mama, not my daddy. Damn sure, not my interpreter. I'm sorry.
I got access to your bank account. I send money there, man. It don't come back. It don't bounce. I'll tell you that much.
Nah, but it should be fun, man. I'm just messing with him. We'll see how that situation plays out. Yeah, I think it was up Tawny Bitten.
Oh, hell yeah.
Ron, what's up with Tawny?
I don't see why not. Everybody likes to bet. It's fun.
Yeah, I told you, I've seen the Dodgers owner at the craps table, right? The same one that Jay and I played at. Same one.
Gotta go see my guys in a little bit. I gotta get back on that craps table. We was on a little heater last night, and then it got kind of cold, but I'm finna get it back.
I got just a few hours left to clean house, so.
I know, me too. I'm here all day. I catch the red eye.
I'll be back.
All right, fellas. That's the end of the show for real this time. Just yapping at this point. See y'all tomorrow. Same time, same place. Y'all know the drill. We'll all be back. So see y'all then. Costi should be here on Monday. He'll be back home too. We'll see y'all then. Money making Sunday. Dog day. Let's go, dogs. Fuck the favorites. Right here.